Yes, people. You know what time it is. It's never a foul. It's your boy Cass. It's your boy Roms, and Monts will be in here any second. And big up to everyone that's here on a Friday afternoon if you're from the UK. If not, you might be the morning, might be in the evening. Let me know where you're from, especially if you're new. We're nearly on that 12K mark on this Saturday. 2 weeks ago today. Was it 2 weeks ago? I think it was 3 weeks ago today. Might have been 3 or might have been 4. We only hit 10K. So imagine going up 2,000 subscribers, nearly 3,000 in that space. I think it was about 200. I think it was about 3 weeks ago. Yeah, that's nearly enough hitting 1,000 each week. That's all thanks to you, great guys here in the chat. But let me big up some of the guys in the chat. On a Friday, it's good for all vibes. It's transfer news. You know what news? You can see it on the thumbnail. You can see it in the title, and there's more like Fred, McTominay, Timber, and many others as well. Pavard is the latest thing. But yeah, man, I'm gonna run through a few names I always see. Oh my god, you lot have been chatting for time. What are you lot doing? You lot have been talking about me. I've had to scroll up. Big up Man Latata in the building. Love to see it, man. He's liked the video. Have you guys liked the video? Chuck's Talk Football. He says, can Liverpool pay 100 million for Caicedo? Will they need to pay 100 million for Caicedo? Is the next question. Big up MCFC Alex. Big up Chelsea Niak as well. Neither will Chelsea, but we'll get him for 85 million. There might be a battle on the hands, especially if there's a 50 million extra to put in the transfer key. Grey Soul in the building, Revenite as well, Fraser, Gaetano, all the way from Italy, a Juve fan. His team is just much as cheaters as the next. Who else is there in the building, man? Now I can scroll down. You lot, big up Wolves FI as well, all the way in Finland. Love to see it, my guy. And many others like Mustafa, Fraser, I think I already said it. Lucky Sings, always here. I Lucky, yeah. You do this every day, and I love it. You're a real one. Big up yourself.
Bro, these are the real ones, bro. You know how long you've been seeing these names for? Do you know how long? Bro, do you know how long these man have been? These lot have been rocking with us for time, bro. Like it's mad. Nah, for real. Serious big ups.
And then there's what's it called? FFP got Man United due the so this is crazy, right? So we thought FFP. All right, I'm gonna address that real quick because it was interesting, right? So the FFP stuff came out about Man United, right? And they to balance books or whatever through the COVID seasons, only a 300K fine. And then I'm thinking, raw. So if FFP's done a look over at Man United recently, it's kind of telling me there's no such thing as FFP for Man United currently right now. They are storing money because they want to. They've got money to spend. Man United actually have, this tells me, right? Man United have got money to spend, but don't want to spend it. Smells of Glazers.
I've never bought into the notion United are broke. Look, they could only get workhorses a bit. So I know you lot have bread. You just don't want to spend it. I've been saying this.
I know, man.
There's definitely, it's never
because you can't have a look into wages and everything in the structure and then not come out with, they're on a tight string at this moment. Man United are the only things putting themselves on a tight string. We're not broke.
For me,
it's crazy, bro.
For me, it's you man a different type of broke. It's just where either someone's taking the money out or there's some sort of legal stuff where you man just can't unleash the bread.
Or months, they're on a mixing. Or they're on a mixing. I'm broke, baby. I ain't got no money.
Bear with me, Alex, man. I'm gonna send Alex the link as well. So then we have 4 in here. But yeah, man, I feel like there's a lot of news today in respect. It's been a dry week, a dry spell. There's only one way to really start with this, and I think the big major news currently, I wouldn't even say it's Declan Rice's announcement. I'm gonna have to swing this straight to Caicedo because that was news to me, and I know it come from Graham Bailey as well. And Graham Bailey is not someone I say is a tier 3, tier 4. I kind of like what he has to say at times. I know he's working for 90-minute football now, but he's a respected journalist. But I haven't made up my mind what he is. But he's not the only person that's made that link yet. And it's funny because Drifty was saying it yesterday. I think we said it a couple days ago as well. Like we're saying, why can't Liverpool go in for him if they do end up selling somebody like Thiago or whatever, right? The extra bit of money. What you guys? You both Liverpool fans, so you reckon this is something that you'd be all over? Do you reckon?
I have mixed feelings. I generally have mixed feelings about it simply because, like, as I said, I like my DM's experience. I'm sure this is the third stream I've said this now. And I'm not talking just about experience in game time. I'm talking about like veteran. I want like 26 plus. Do you know what I'm saying? They know their way around the pitch. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so when I look at Caicedo, quality wise, he might be the one exception, I guess. But if we do get rid of Henderson and Fabinho, which looks like that's going to be the conditions in order to bring someone like Caicedo in, Sly got a kindergarten midfield, bro. Like that's. I'm not trying to run a nursery.
How are you coming at the kindergarten midfield?
Bro, we got a kindergarten midfield, and like before everyone says, "Oh, Mons, shut up, man, shut up, Mons." Like, you know, Fabrizio just said that Chelsea the only ones in talks with him. Listen, the man is on 30 bags a week. If Big Sixpence gained 1 million subscribers tomorrow and we offered him 40 grand a week, he'd probably take that too. So we'd probably open talks with him. So I'm not trying to hear it.
He's gonna Snapchat anything really, and you know what, Mons? To echo what you said, big up Tom Little, because Tom Little put out a tweet and it's like it was comparing. You probably saw it, Caicedo and Lavia. One ready to take us to the next level straight away. The other inexperienced, will need time to bed in. But then when you look at the amount of games they both played, Caicedo's only played an extra 9-10 games on him. So I'm kind of with you.
Lavia.
Yeah, then Lavia. I think it's an extra maybe 9 to 12 games. But when people act like he's got this vast experience over Lavia, it's very similar. But where he's been in a better team, in a Brighton team that's been flourishing, and he stands out a bit more, people think there's this mad disparity. But I agree with you. If we do sign, I would love Caicedo at the club. Me personally, I was paying that money that Brighton want. But I don't know, man. He might have to be the exception just because of how well he did last season. But you're right.
I'm gonna put one more spin on it. I big up Alex in the building, by the way. Mr. Redneck Blue. You can see his social in the bottom right there. It's funny, Alex. Obviously, you're chasing him, right? And it's
we're not.
Romano's doing. Well,
Liverpool chasing him. We negotiating.
If you want to put it like that.
I see what he did.
Alex is doing that already. He didn't even give me a chance.
There's no chance. No chance.
It's funny. Liverpool.
I can worry with City. I'm not worried with Liverpool. I don't even want to it's like go away. You broke. Go away.
You know what?
But after 50 million, think about it like this. They chased the Valverde 80 million roughly, maybe 75. Chouameni's been linked with the name. There's always a big money name somewhere linked to Liverpool, right? And I wouldn't say Klopp would not be a fan of somebody like, Caicedo. He would fit them like a glove, if we're being honest. And I think he's got that potential, and he'd definitely be someone that Klopp would love. But could this also be a PR spin from maybe from Brighton to say that Liverpool are in the race for them, so Chelsea fork up the money and try to cause a bidding war? Anyone thought about it like that?
No.
Hey, I just don't know why Chelsea. I don't know why Chelsea don't use Levi Cole as the.
Because we're smarter than you. We're not gonna use the good players to get rid of it.
Yeah, but Levi Cole, for me, I don't think he wants Chelsea. That's why. And if the player if a player's in two minds, obviously he still has to have the chat with Poch. So again, that's probably that will tip the scales, in it, however way that conversation goes. But in terms of, if we're looking at Levi Cole as a player right now, looking like he's leaning towards Brighton or a move elsewhere, he could easily be used as leverage for Caicedo. But then again, money isn't really a problem for Chelsea, as we've seen.
Exactly. We're not broke. That's all it is. You broke. You can afford the players. We not.
To
answer the guy to Liverpool on top of me, a Liverpool fan on top of me,
Mr. Roms.
What do you mean there's no big step between Caicedo and what's his name and Lavia?
No.
By the way, I'm a huge fan of Lavia.
Same. I'm a fan of both of them, but in terms of games played, I think Caicedo only.
You don't count as a World Cup. You didn't see Caicedo as in the World Cup. What he did to the teams. an advanced 8.
He was good in the World Cup. I'm speaking Premier League only. People going like,
oh, you're one of those players, people that think that Premier League is the must thing. Okay, I see what you did.
And also, they were acting like he had maybe an extra 30 games on Lavia when it's not that much. That's all I meant by it. People acting like he's vastly more experienced. He's in the better team. He's probably played well in the bigger games. I get that. But this notion that he's got way more experience than a Lavia in the Premier League, not overall in the Premier League.
I just think they're two different DMs. Obviously, one's more press resistant, one's more robust, and they both have.
Have you seen Lavia? You think who's the non-press resistant? Lavia.
Lavia's press resistant, bro. Obviously, Caicedo's good with the ball, but Lavia is press resistant.
Let's move on like we didn't hear that. It was
not on
just
the level of Lavia. And I said also Lavia is underrated when it comes to defending. Lavia can actually defend. Obviously, not to the level of Caicedo. Of course, Caicedo is more versatile. He can play right back and whatnot. I'm not really hearing the advanced 8 things of Caicedo. I think that's World Cup hype. I don't know if he can do it. For me, Caicedo playing advanced 8, forget about it. I'd rather him playing more defensive and doing what he does there, what he's good at. He can develop.
Have you watched single game of Caicedo in the World Cup?
No, bro. I don't, bro. No. Hold on. When I've watched Caicedo, especially in the World Cup, I don't like. I'm with the World Cup hype thing, bro.
I ask you a simple question. Did you watch the game?
I've seen him in the World Cup. Me, I don't like what I see from Caicedo going forward as I don't think that's his game. I don't think he can do it.
Nobody's saying that's his game. What I'm saying is it's the beneficial part of Caicedo that everybody underestimates. The one part everybody's agreed that he's good in the defensive structure.
Yeah.
But nobody actually cares on and say, look, if he needs to be, do you rate Rice's forward position when he finally advanced to the final third?
Do I rate Rice?
Everybody rates Rice in the position that he played at West Ham. I'm saying even as an international team, when Rice approaches the final third, do you see creativity from Rice? Do you see the vision of the advanced midfielder from Rice?
It's in phases.
I don't even see it in phases. Those no phases. The guy still would choose go wide.
In phases because he does. It's not the final pass, but it's when he drives with the ball. It's more when he drives.
But that's not what I'm talking about. Okay, he drove the ball all the way. He's in front of the outside box. What Rice is good at it? When he's right there, he's not good at shooting. He doesn't take initials.
Good is a stretch. But exactly. Good is a stretch. I think he's capable, though. I think he's capable.
That's the one part that we can actually agree that because he used to play for West Ham, he could be restricted, and to a certain degree, I can say Southgate can't restrict him from doing that too. But what I saw from Caicedo, that in a World Cup, when he reached that outside box, what turned me completely that he's, for me, is the best one, not in the market, for the past 2-3 markets in that defensive zone. That what turned for me personally, that he's one of the guys that I knew we must go. I will pay 120 right now on one installment if it was me. But I don't have money. Look at behind me. I ain't got that money. What I'm saying is that's how much I value Caicedo. For me, those are the things that we rate as a defensive midfielders, like John Obi Mikel. Nobody rate him, but for Nigeria, he used to play as a 10, and he nutmegged Messi, and he won. He beat us Argentina team. Nobody talks about that part of the game. Everybody thinks that this is the must, but this is not must. This is the plus addition to the skills that already has in the back. Not Lavia has it. First of all, when did Lavia play for the Belgium national team? Guy on the top, comparing to Lavia versus Caicedo.
Well, let me tell you now, if you want to do stats as well, in every single area, if you want to do stats, you can do your eyes. But if you want to do stats, Caicedo beats him in every single area, from passing to defensive actions, all of it. Possession even, and it made me credit that obviously Lavia was in a worse team, and also, but what I'm trying to say is Lavia has 3 years in him, but you got to say though, once if you're looking at a Lavia or a Caicedo, which are both linked with currently at this moment of time, which Chelsea are actually both linked to this current moment of time, and now Arsenal are also both linked to at this current moment of time. Yeah, there are Arsenal links for Caicedo again. If you look at both players, who has the highest ceiling and who looks like more like a Klopp player? That's the way you got to fall.
Caicedo, don't be silly.
Caicedo does.
Obviously, but let's obviously let's not use it to discredit almost Lavia because someone better.
I'm not.
You know what I'm saying? I think Lavia is still 19. Obviously, Caicedo is 21. In terms of Premier League experience, they probably got the same amount. I'd say Caicedo is more refined. Caicedo is definitely more refined. But I also think that Lavia, again, for me, going forward, Lavia is better, in my opinion.
I will snatch people's hands over Lavia. That's how much I rate him. The problem is I'm not so... We already have Chelsea's Lavia on the books, and I think he was about to be unveiled this season. The guy is from Brazil. He's like Santos. The same age. Lavia has, of course, the Premier League experience that value, but I'm not saying it's the biggest part. But Santos is the monster, and I just don't think for Chelsea to pay 50 mil for the kid, for the Lavia, it will put Santos in the right state of mind at Chelsea's future. I think we should wait on Lavia. If nobody buys him, we will see how Santos does it.
There's a lot of good new sixes in town at this moment of time. I'll say you got Maxime Perron, the one I went to Man City. You could say even Kobe Mino. If you look at it as a DMR 8, that's one for Man United. Liverpool got Bejetic. Then there's the Lavia. Then you got Moises Caicedo. There's a new brood of, even Redondo, that new kid that's in Argentina currently, that linked with just about everybody, right? Barcelona being there's a new DM in the building, but I don't know, man. I would say, what would you rather? This is the next part of the question I would say before we move on from the Caicedo stuff. Would you rather pay 85 million for Caicedo or half that price for Lavia? Now, what's better?
Lavia is going to be 50 money. It wouldn't even be half this year. You'd say chop 30 million off and get Lavia.
That's not going to happen.
That's I'd say
this is the problem.
Southampton look quite sturdy with that 50 mil. They're not trying to.
The reason we're paying that much for Caicedo is because of Rice. The reason the Rice is 105 because Chelsea paid for Enzo. Prices follow prices. The reason the Rice is up 105 is because of Enzo, because of Chelsea.
Yeah.
The reason Caicedo is 100, by asking 100, it's because of Rice.
I hear it. I don't know, man. I feel like obviously I'd prefer Caicedo out of the two. He's probably he's more robust and he's suited to Klopp style. The idea of Lavia, because the profile to Bajcetic is quite similar, it just makes more sense. Do
you reckon Lavia could be molded though? Like you could say Caicedo is more
100%.
Like Caicedo more.
I don't think Caicedo would need the guidance of Fabinho and Henderson. I feel like Lavia would probably need more guidance. So
he's 19. Come on,
yeah.
The guy probably never see a woman in his life. So,
if you're good, it don't matter what your age is. Sometimes, if you're good,
quality shines.
You know what?
But with age comes inconsistencies. Guaranteed, Lavia will come with inconsistencies, bro. Like he's not going to play.
And he's slightly injury prone. People forget that Lavia has injury issues throughout his career.
But what would you rather though, man? You got to think. Sometimes I feel like if Caicedo he's already linked up with what's his name again? It would be linked up with McAllister, and that would just be unfair, right? You just be doing the Southampton thing all over again, go raid all their players. But the way I look at it though, if you get Lavia, all this job would need to be is just be. I would say he's stronger than Caicedo for sure. What you got to do is defend. That's all your job is, just defend and cover. You don't even need to do a madness. Just go give it to McAllister and move on. And the way I look at it is like, did McAllister make Moises Caicedo look better, or was it the other way around? More or less,
or maybe it went out.
Exactly.
Or maybe it went out.
Because we saw Basuma. The only way I look at towards Caicedo, the only criticism I have, it's not even a criticism, right? Is I saw Basuma do that with less players. At that time, like Basuma used to play alongside who again? He used to use the centre mid. Was it Solly March in the middle or somewhere, or Pascal Gross? I think it was. He used to play with someone in the middle, and he used to kind of play the same kind of system with Potter, the same kind of thing, and it's exactly the same. And that's where the questions over Caicedo comes. But obviously, that's it. It's not that means he's a bad player or anything like that. It's just that maybe when you put someone into a system, they all can look just as good. That's all I'm saying. And that's why I say value for money. Would you rather pay the 85 or would you rather pay for the 40 million and go get yourself something else?
You know what I think it is with Caicedo and Lavia? I just feel similar to what Rednet was saying earlier. Chelsea will just pay it. We'll try and haggle it down for a certain price when Chelsea will literally just pay up. And the only reason why I think Rednet will know more than me why negotiations are taking a bit long with Caicedo is because I feel like no one's really in for him. I think if we was to show serious interest, Chelsea would swoop in and then it will just get wrapped up. Where Lavia is one more feasible, and I think that's one we'll get done quicker. And especially if Hendo and Fabinho both go within the next week, that funds the deal. Then we could probably go for a next target. That's the way I see both deals. I think
that's exactly what Liverpool should do.
A Chelsea player, man. They're just going to swoop in.
You just pay for what you can afford. That's all it is. You can afford only 50, and it's in 4 installments.
It's not hard.
For example, I treat Liverpool and everybody else's link to Caicedo just like I treat Man Utd to Rice at the stage. All of a sudden, there needs to be another club involved for the transfer to go through. It always happens. Somebody just put some club, random ass club, into the conversation just to make that transfer go through quicker. And so to be a Liverpool.
Because I said that on the phone. I said, if Liverpool show interest now, then this whole talks progress, agreeing all this process.
That's what I'm saying. It's probably Brighton using the saying that all of a sudden Liverpool is in it just to make sure Chelsea pays what they want them to pay, just like City was doing it for the Arsenal to pay for money. That's it. Yeah, I really don't believe. If anybody thinks and believes that they are that much interested in Rice, I don't know. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe Rice was to Cities that much, even though they're saying that they put the transfer. Don't believe it whatsoever.
Michael Ramsey says Lavia is better than Caicedo. It's not even close. I suppose opinion. Michael, let me guess. Are you a Liverpool fan? By the way, let me just answer me that if you are or not. I don't know what people think.
Liverpool though. That's weird.
Michael Ramsey doesn't sound like a Liverpool fan.
Scaring me, Kaz. Scaring me.
Why am I scaring you?
You're scaring me, G.
Why? What am I doing?
Anyway, Declan Rice.
No. But no, it's not that. By the way, there's 630 people in the building right now. I know all of you can just stop what you're doing for 2 seconds. Exit your live chat if you're watching on your phones. If you're on your PC, you can see it. But make sure you hit that like button. And also, we're nearly on 12K subscribers. It'll be sick to get to 12K subscribers in such a short amount of time. And we also got Big Six Bants, as you can see as well. Top in the description. I'm going to post it. Go get Monster 5K. He's like 60 subscribers off, guys. That's 60. Less. It's there and it's in the pinned as well for you guys. So if you want to go check that out and if you want to come back as well, feel free. It's all up to you. It's totally free. Like button's also free. But yeah, man, I didn't want to talk about Declan Rice yet. I wanted to say Man United. I want to say Declan Rice, the kind of like the done deals at this point of time towards maybe shift it towards the end, right? I want to talk about this subject. I want to talk about Kyle Walker. I want to talk about Kyle Walker and Pavard going back the other way. Now, Daps is probably watching this in the background somewhere, and he might not like what I have to say, and he knows where it is. And I know he's going to talk about system. But Kyle Walker going one way, which he's only verbally agreed to go to Bayern. There's no fee yet. I don't know what the fee would actually be, and I think it would just be like a swap deal. They might as well do a swap deal, right? If one is, they're probably worth about the same amount of money. Pavard 27 million. It was rumored 27 million pounds, and he's actually 27. Just turned 27 not too long ago as well. But Kyle Walker is now a treble winner. How much would you actually pay for him? If I'm seeing Fabinho going for 40 million, Henderson going for 20, surely Kyle Walker, who's at the same age, right, is worth something around 20 million as well, right? What are we saying on that deal? Is that a good deal for Man City, or do you reckon it's a bad deal?
What for Pavard?
Who's got the better end of the deal here? Do you reckon? If it is a swap deal,
it just depends on Kyle Walker's fitness, innit? Like if Kyle Walker can complete, the thing is, Kyle Walker's his fitness and the amount of games he's playing is decreasing every season by season. You know what I'm saying? So unfortunately, like if you can keep Kyle Walker fit and it's not a risk to keep him, which is a risk, then I'd say the Pavard deal was kind of a decrease in quality for me. However, if you look at the way City want to play and the way City can play, Pavard actually suits the inverted wingback role more than Kyle Walker does. The difference is Kyle Walker is the one player who can actually make the crazy recoveries when City do F up. He's the one that can mop up. So I guess maybe, do they want Ake to be that guy? Do they want to develop Gomez to be that guy? I'm not sure who's going to be that guy. But Pavard, go on.
I think you're spot on, but I think the reason why I think City get the better deal, like you said, Pavard suits how they can play. He can also do the right back and centre back role. And if you realise what Pep does and Arteta's trying to copy it as well, they want to buy players that can play in multiple positions. Pavard goes into that City team, he can play the right back role, he can play centre back role. And like you said, what you open up your statement with, Kyle Walker is injury prone now. Let's have it right. He's quality. Don't get he's quality, but he can no longer play 9-10 games on the bounce due to him being injury prone. So for me, I think City get the better end of this deal. But then it wouldn't really surprise me. Bundesliga is less intense. He goes to that league and he doesn't get injured. So it can be either way.
Mane was barely ever injured.
True.
Injured. So listen, I do think that with Kyle Walker, Pep also said, have you noticed as well, there were times where Kyle was actually fit and he still didn't play him because this new system that he is playing where on the ball it's free at the back and Stones goes into midfield. Kyle Walker ain't playing, bro, because he can't play the role that Pep wants him to play in the current system. So he uses him sparingly, especially in the bigger games where he needs someone to recover with. So
Pavard is not the answer. I don't see why Pavard is in this conversation in the first place.
It's probably because of the ball playing ability.
Probably. Are we gonna go on the probably to see?
Otherwise, it's just stupidity. Then
it's stupid. Yes, I don't see this transfer whatsoever. I first of all, swap deals never happen. Swap deals don't happen.
Maybe it's gonna go one way and then he's gonna come back the next way. It doesn't matter. Either way, putting money there, putting money back. It doesn't matter. I don't
see it. Pavard was one thing Pavard did in the World Cup when he took a shot and he scored, and everybody like, yay, the best thing since sliced bread, and nobody heard about him again. I think the new style that people say and that City discovered, that thing was already been played before. I don't see it. I don't see it. Kyle Walker still has it in City's team. I think he still will be in the City by the end of a transfer window. If he goes, I don't think Pavard is going to be the one that replaces. If he's going,
I don't like the Pavard. I don't like the deal. Look, it's a decrease in quality, of course. You know what? And Kyle Walker did only play 3,000 minutes last season. I'm gonna go check what Pavard's minutes were last season as well, right? And
he has his injuries himself, actually.
He's out of favor as well.
Yeah, he's out of favor. He's unhappy there. But the thing is, Pep says something as well. People need to understand this. Yes, it might be a decrease in ability. Of course it's. Who's going to lock up the Vinnies and stuff? Where's the pace going to come from when it comes to running out the back? I know Ake's fast, as Daps would say, or something like that. But Pavard gets spun on a regular, man. I'll be so honest.
I just don't see it, man.
Sound attacking-wise, he's quite decent. But that's not what we're talking about with City. Only thing is, when you've won everything there is to in England, right? And you've constantly been doing it, you have to refresh the squad. And I think Kyle Walker's amazing personality in and around the team. You can see it on like Man City's TikToks and videos that pop up here and there and all that stuff, right? But you got to refresh the squad for its hunger. A player that's hungry is scary. That's why I say even Dele Alli. Not a lot of people are gonna come towards and think he's gonna be great again. But if he gets hungry again, you can unlock that ability. Pavard has been unhappy at Bayern for a couple of years now. It's been evident. He's been linked with Man Utd, been linked with Liverpool. He's been linked with Arsenal. He's going to be hungry to win something and in a different country. And he's right next to France as well, his home country. So
why everybody forgot about Gvardiol? He's exactly the same player. If they sign him, they don't need him.
But he's a left-footed. He's on the other side.
Yes, but Akanji.
Yeah, but they don't like Sergio Gomez. Akanji will be on the right-hand side. That's where he's been covering lately, is the right-back stuff. They're not even doing right-backs.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Akanji is going to be that third center-back that drives into the position. He already been playing that. If you look at Manchester City last season, he's been doing that role a couple of times. Like, let me introduce you.
Think about it. How we talk about minutes. How many minutes has John Stone played last year, and how many times is he injured per season? He's not going to be available throughout next year, and everyone knows that. Next to Ruben Diaz, you got someone who's got a bit more pace and is definitely very good at driving with the ball. Ake, who's left back cover after Ake? Don't say Akanji, by the way, because now he's going to move to the right hand side, and they need another right back / centre back in that area.
I think by getting Gvardiol, what is going to be the left centre back that drives in the midfield, you're gonna have what's his name in the middle as I said, and Akanji is gonna be on the right third.
I just think it's just a like for like. They just need cover, and they need first team cover at that. I think it was quite evident when they lost Ake, they had to put Akanji there, and that was a bit of an experiment to put him there, because they had no other left foot cover because Sergio Gomez is no good. Rico Lewis, I don't know if he's going to be playing as much next season, or maybe he goes out on loan. So I don't know how the right back situation is going to look. Remember, Akanji actually was always meant to be a full fifth choice centre back.
I don't think City buys 4-5 centre backs.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Pep trusts Lewis for next season to do that right back kind of role that they need to do, And then the backup to Rico Lewis.
Let him do that. Yeah, let him do that. Let him start Rico Lewis there, man. Let him do that.
First of all, he's not gonna start. Like, he's going to be playing odd cup games, and all of a sudden we think that Pep is gonna overthink, and not gonna happen.
I don't know.
I just don't. If what's his name is going to the Bayern Munich, which is possibility, Kyle Walker, Pavard is not coming to City. That's all it is. Pavard will end up at Liverpool.
I think Liverpool are targeting. I think Liverpool. You know what? Off question. Who is your right back cover?
They don't have it. We have one of the greatest.
Joe Gomez.
Calvin Ramsey.
Who's your fourth choice centre back cover then?
Well, we've just learned out the third.
Don't worry.
This is what I don't understand. It's interesting why you ain't got another right back yet. I thought you was linked with that what's his name? Aaron Hickey guy from Brentford.
Well, you know what, guys? We do, but he's just never available. Calvin Ramsey. I don't know if you remember him, but we signed him at the start.
Yeah.
He's going out alone.
No, but no. We're not supposed to tell them about Conor Bradley because they'll say who. That's why you can't say. That's why I said don't worry. Don't tell me Conor Bradley. Who?
So what?
I just want to know if Trent is going into the midfield. Like, everybody thinks Trent is going to play in the midfield this season. Who's your right?
Overall, just to wrap up the Man City stuff.
Too many questions.
Just to wrap up the Man City stuff. Who has the better end of the deal, or is it in the middle? Man City or Bayern Munich? If this is to be the deal, that's to be true.
It's just heavily dependent on Walker's fitness. Because if they keep Walker and Donny ain't playing. And he's not. Do you know what I'm saying? But then again, if he goes, the thing is with Pavard, he's playing under Pep, innit? So it's not like he's gonna get a little bit of a stat boost. Anyone who plays under Pep gets a little bit. They get that stat boost. But it depends if he's gonna be playing. Does he walk into City's lineup first team? Does he?
Nah, he's just back up. Just like
There's the answer to your question. I'll be honest, it doesn't really move the needle for me, him going to City, but I can see the logic, but it doesn't move the needle.
Let me ask you, which league is more technical as a football league? Football himself, like quality of the football. Which league is more technical? Germany or England?
What's more technical?
Technical as a football.
No, Bundesliga.
Let me ask you. Is what's his name? Is that Kyle Walker? Is he's a technical defender?
No, but you just lock everyone up anyways.
That's what I'm saying. So
they're trying to do the Alphonso Davies, Kyle Walker thing. Oh my God! Look at the pace on their wing backs.
That's what I'm saying. Why people thinking that all of a sudden English defenders are going to do madness in the more technical league? They not. The reason why is only one. I was gonna say my little goat that left Chelsea was what's his name? Went to Barcelona. Freaking A.
From who?
Christensen. Why Christensen became... nobody rates Christensen at Chelsea, but I said he will do madness in the La Liga because he's a technical defender and he's one of the best center backs in La Liga. This is what people don't get it. There's a technicality in other leagues that English cannot do. They don't do that.
You know what? I can't lie to you, Alex. Yeah, any sort of pace that's on the left-hand side coming from anyone in the Bundesliga is getting wrapped. They're getting all wrapped. You know.
Yeah. You think Kyle Walker is going to be wrapped of all throughout the season?
Look.
Let me tell you something. For example, how many times Kyle Walker has to make that recovery pace during the season in England?
He don't have to do a lot.
Exactly. If he goes to Germany, he's gonna be doing it all the time.
All right. So who's got the? All right. So to you, who do you reckon's got the better end of the deal then, according to you?
None of them. I think it's the stupidest transition between two.
All right. Let me move this on to now another deal that's going to be happening, which Mo is in the mud for. Now, I have to talk on Man United before I talk on Declan Rice and what's going on at Arsenal and what we think about it. It's going to be announced. We do know this, just a matter of when. Onana, £43 million, and we don't know what add-ons are going to be the case, or if there are any, if that's included with the add-ons, which I highly doubt. But the rumors are it's going to be around 46, 47 million. Now, Moman Ali, as in aka Judge Mo, reckons this is cheap as they're getting bumped. Inter Milan are absolutely in the mud. Why is it? It's such a cheap deal, and he thinks he's a world-class goalkeeper. Do you reckon 43 million as a base fee, regardless for Onana, is worth it at that price? Knowing Man United overpay all the time.
I don't think so. I just think there's, like I said, there's a prices going after prices. The reason why Rice is 105 because Chelsea paid 100 for Enzo. What was the last time the goalkeeper went for substantial amount of money? Chelsea, the stupid ones that paid for the fraud Kepa. That's the only one. Mm-hmm. And we got screwed. So based on that value, nobody else paid. So everybody's, you know what? We don't want to do Chelsea. We'll pay. We'll negotiate. Especially, I think Onana didn't want to talk to any other clubs, but Man United. So they kind of had to give up on it.
Yeah, because you know what? You need us to make this deal so you can get Lukaku gone quickly and as fast as possible, right?
No, Lukaku ain't going over there.
Yeah. What do you think about Roms about Onana, man? Do you reckon this is a great buy?
I think you got a really good deal.
7 out of 10 type buy. What's your
for United?
Yeah, for that price.
For me, it's a no-brainer for how Ten Hag wants to play. From what I've seen him doing, I'm not gonna act like I've watched much of him, but the odd game I watched for Inter and the Champions League family, even for Pep to come out and say the best manager in the world, he's special. The way you were splitting your lines, it's a no-brainer. Because how many times when De Gea has the ball, how many times do we see De Gea have the ball and he's the press trigger? Managers are telling their players. I think a player even come out and said it. Murphy from Newcastle, he said, we were told the minute De Gea has the ball when they beat, just to press him straight away.
I remember that.
The amount of times he gave to the opposition, I think Onana, I'm not going to say he takes to the next level, but he does. He improved your team massively. Still think, obviously, you need a. For me, I've said to you many times, Kaz, for months now, you need that controller, that Verratti type, that De Jong-esque type to collect it from your back four and restore a bit of calm in your midfield and a number 9. But Onana, it's another step in the right direction. But yeah, man, I think if I had to rate the sign out of 10, I'll probably give it an 8.
Yeah, Onana playing off the back with Maguire, that will be like, to watch.
Well, if you want to talk about another good deal right now, Timber has just been announced for Arsenal Football Club 1 minute ago.
What, officially?
Officially on the Arsenal website. People don't know Timber has been announced. Now the rumored price.
I haven't watched 1 second.
What was he saying? £43 million? Exactly the same amount. Exactly the same amount. That's someone your club are linked with. Our club were linked with, and the same club that were linked with it last year. Ten Hag was. I don't want to do this sorry game or nothing, but you lot were bantering us last season for being linked with a club with players from back in Ajax and all this kind of stuff. But all you man want him now today, and one of them has got them today.
I don't want him. I don't know who he is.
He plays for Ajax. Plays with Netherlands Dutch team.
were we seriously linked with him? United were, but Liverpool.
This summer, you were linked with him, bro.
No, there's a difference being linked, and there's a difference between that serious about the player. I think you lot have been serious about the player. Maybe not this summer, but last summer, Timber to United was pretty much a done deal. Do you know what I mean? Now, and I know obviously Liverpool have interest in that game. I wouldn't say we were concrete. And the odd time I've seen him play against us, he's looked comfortable or not. But with all these compilations in that, I've not seen him defend once. I'm not going to lie. He's excellent going forward. Looks very comfortable on the ball. But actually defending your primary job, I'm yet to see it. Maybe I've not watched him enough.
I have. I'm definitely watching him enough to say when it comes to his positioning, it's so suspect. But that's why he's got recovery pace. He's quick. He's very quick. And as a backup, not even as a starter.
He's crap in there.
Yeah, he's garbage in there.
He played Ajax last year. He was crap, bro. In the air.
Yeah, but he can be coached to be decent. All you got to do is work on your positioning. That can be coached.
Why the recovery paces becomes as a skill for the defender?
Because that's always been the case.
That shows you're doing something wrong already. The fact
but
I played as a defender. I will get chew my ass off if I had to recover. Why would I? Why? Zuma is great because Zuma was always great as a recovery. He has Eiffel Tower legs and probably with cats, but his recovery was best thing ever.
Sometimes you always got, even as a defender, you always come up against. For me, I'm a fullback that can play either side, right? You'd always come up against. I always get put with the better wings all the time, no matter what, because I have the confidence I'm going to lock them up. But sometimes you have to admit that this person's faster than you, he's quicker than the next person, and you're going to get beaten. It's just how do you read the game and how would you recover off of it? Now that you rely, that relies on you.
How do you limit them? How do you limit them?
Exactly. How do you limit them? Sometimes you're going to get always beaten for pace. It's just how do you body position? Because they beat you, you got to recover off that because they're already faster than you. You just can't make that tackle because they're too quick. Recovery, that's why it is an attribute. Recovery pace is everything.
What I'm saying is like it's become a generation of fans.
Look at Wan-Bissaka. The same thing we praised the 1v1 defenders for. They typically get beat and always have to recover off of it. That's just the way it goes.
No, what I'm saying is it becomes lately like I don't know. I'm 43, and it becomes more opinions in the conversation of football. Trent Alexander is the best at that, but he's not a good defender. That like the after ball skills becomes more important than on the ball skill. Kai Havertz, Mason Mount, like superior after ball. When did the game became after ball more important than on the ball? When did the defending became most priority recovery than actual defending?
It's because football's evolved. That is traditional.
That's not evolved.
No. It's because you're saying obviously traditionally. You're right in what you're saying, traditionally, yeah. But in terms of the way managers are now playing their systems, they prefer wing backs who can go forward on the ball as opposed to having to recover. Because if you have more of the ball, you're doing less of the defending. And they want wing backs who can contribute to what's going on the ball. Obviously, again, I'm not saying traditional wing backs shouldn't happen. I think you should have a mix of both. Do you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're not always going to have the ball. But I think it does depend on your style of play. I think with Arsenal, because they have more of the ball, they want to dominate possession with Arteta's style of play. I think Timber suits that. And if they need to recover, he's probably going to be better than Ben White going backwards.
He's quicker. Definitely quicker.
Yeah, and but Ben White has had his torrid times with certain defenders as well. Like Ben White sees Rashford in his nightmares. Pause. He does, but he does. Luis Diaz.
I'm saying like it's like you buying those defenders thinking like you're gonna play against Mbappe's every day.
Yeah,
you need to recover.
You need recovery, regardless. You need that recovery because
you need. I'm not saying you need recovery. I'm saying it shouldn't be the biggest win.
I hear it, but the way football we are with modern fullbacks, you can't tell me there's amazing, great defensive fullbacks these days. You have to rely on that, right? That's what you need,
I understand, but I'm saying like when you sell in the player, you have to you have that gem that you sell in a player with, and all of a sudden that gem to sell the player as a defender, you're like, what's the best thing? Recovery pace. That's not how.
But overall though, like to move on kind of for it, yeah, you have to big up, like I say, hyping up backups. You have to hype up the backups because all we do is talk about depth in teams, depth in Man United, depth in Liverpool, now depth in Arsenal. This is quality in depth, not just any bit of depth. He can do the Zinchenko role, or he can cover if need be. Something that Arsenal lacks. If they want a Tierney over on the left, they can go get an inverted now. They can do it from the right. You get the whole point is options. You have to rate Arsenal's business at this moment of time.
I'm glad you said quality in depth because I think some rival fans are going to do the tribal thing like, all that money sign for him. First of all, I think it's 43 million. Again, in the modern day, for me, anything 60 and below, you could even say 70 and below. For me, it's cheap in the modern day market. Let's have it right for many positions. But it's literally what you said. It's quality in depth. He's not coming in to start. The only way he starts is if, let's say he gets given a chance and he relishes it, and Arteta's like, you know what, you don't deserve to be dropped. You have to force his way into that starting 11. But like you said, he's quality in depth. And what else does he bring? Champions League experience, something that the majority of that first 11 do not have. Especially
international experience.
Say that again.
Yeah, we have Kai Havertz.
International as well. Yeah,
Kai Havertz was there for experience, and Jorginho. That's the closest we get to the Champions League.
It's better than nothing. It's better than nothing, man. It's better than nothing. But yeah, man.
I rate him for Arsenal as a backup because he ain't getting started, and I see the reason why he's there. I just thought it's not that I don't like the player because first of all, I don't know who he is. The first time I saw him is actually on a picture. Somebody put it on the Twitter saying that he's going to Arsenal. Never watched him a second of the game, but what I'm saying is like it's kind of moving the way people saying it. It's like the way the selling point of the player. It's madness. Recovery. That's the first thing.
There's a whole point of system. Now I want to talk on a system that they're about to sign for 105 million pounds. That's just about to be announced. It could be today. I got a feeling it might be later tonight. To be fair, Friday. It makes sense. They better do a sick intro for him as well because there's no way you pay 105 million just to have it. And how they announced Timber. It's not the way they should announce price.
The theme of this transfer window is chairs. Sabozna chair, McAllister chair, Mount on a chair. Everyone's on a chair. They're probably just going to stick him on a chair for the announcement video. No one's really creative anymore.
Yeah, I want to say this on Rice. If he's to be announced, the whole point of system, talk about recovery and everything. That's the whole point of Rice, no? To cover that so you can do something in a system. It's just not what it's perfect for. You get Rice, Timbo, who's not that great defensively, but then you got a Declan Rice to do that, So I think in that part, it's going to be good for them.
I think it is. I think he's a really good midfielder. I rate him highly. I rate him really, really high. I just don't know. Like, I don't think that, like I said before, I rate Rice as a transfer window goes for Arsenal. I rate Rice 10 out of 10. But when they sign Kai Havertz, it's 7 out of 10. He decreased that freaking
and Redneck, if they sell Party, it goes down to about a 5 out of 10.
If they sell Party, if the guy needs the country go to play in a country with no extraditions, that's the reason. That's how he goes.
Not gonna. Yeah. So wait, Redneck, I'm guessing your opinion on you see this whole Kai Havertz and Mount thing because I've always said that the microscope.
No, that's the best thing for those teams. Yeah, quality players for them.
Yeah, he's taking the piss. He's taking the piss. You know how the microscope's going to be on those two. I think that's going to be a lot of the talking points this season is Mount and Havertz and how they do at their rivals. Obviously, a lot of Chelsea fans
and Rice, to be fair,
and Rice.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm watching Enzo very clearly too. You cost a lot of money.
It's true. Enzo got the microscope on him too.
He's got that too. He's not.
I am surprised.
But he's had 6 months though. He's had 6 months though, so his thing might be a little bit different. Kai Havertz, watching him yesterday, Arteta said one quote and it baffled me. I need to find the quote. He said, I think it's something about we'll see how he fits in.
Time will tell.
Arsenal fans are telling me. Arsenal fans
don't get me started on that.
Arteta has a plan. So they said, don't watch my thing. Arteta has a plan.
But
yeah. Then Arteta's saying, we'll see where he can fit in.
Time will tell. Time will tell.
I was one-on-one with Igal, and he brought me a stats where he said that, Kai Havertz, the best times were when he played in midfield in Germany. And he brought me stats 140 appearances. He only played 18 times as a midfielder.
Gal's special, man, in the blue bus way.
Oh man.
Tiang Yang says,
I'm saying that they changing system. They're not gonna play the way they played last season. They're gonna change the system.
Only people in England might understand the blue bus. Edu says, I just closed a deal for 105 million. Cronky, you did what, brother? You will pay for that for yourself. Big up, guys. The transfer window has been funny. And on top of that as well, people, what you can do, if you can see my phone right here, you can see a live chat. All you gotta do is exit it, and then there's a button. Look, thanks for liking that, Cass. Like the video, it's right there.
You need to get the Garlo video where he's at.
Yeah, right
so you just now like the video.
Just smash it. Just smash it.
Yeah, you need to get that video.
Yeah, which one is right now?
Oh crap! I did like it. Where do you like it too?
We're on 250 likes. We can get this straight to 300. I want 300 by the end.
I
of this
just liked it too, cuz.
Big up, man. I supporters, man. It helps the video.
Yeah,
That's
I forgot. I usually do before I start watching, but
everyone that supports the whole 675 in here, man. And the last part I want to say is just a quick one, just to round it off, because Fred's in the news. Fred from Man United. How much is that man worth? And would you take him at your? If you had the opportunity to take him at your club, would you?
How is he?
He's the price value for Liverpool. About that range, they can afford.
Do you know what? Fred can do the squad player thing. Because you know, Klopp would love. I don't rate Fred. Let's get that right. But Klopp, what I rate and what Klopp rates are two different things. Because Fred can run around and probably blitz a lactate test. Yeah, Klopp's probably looking at my man going, yeah. Go get him. Yeah. Don't care how many times he's lost the ball. Yeah. Bring him in. That's my manager. That is my manager. Listen, if it works. I would never take Fred, by the way, but I could
if you've got.
I'm not saying
if you've got lungs. Mons, literally what you said. If you've got lungs and you can burst the 90 minutes easily, you're chasing crisp packets at the 90th minute. Klopp will have you. It's simple. Me personally, I think people do underrate Fred's technical ability. Some people might think I'm mad, but you need to understand this is the player.
He was a bad boy. He was a bad boy at Shakhtar.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Pep wanted him. And you know, Pep his talent ID is very good. He never really gets it wrong. Pep wanted Fred. He wanted Fred. It's
also development. Like, you know, when players.
Pep also wanted Jurrien.
Yeah. When players, but Barcelona wanted Richarlison. They wanted Richarlison for 70 mil. Remember that one, people. So what I was saying is that I think with Fred, and when you make that move from, say, a Shakhtar to like a top 6 team in the Premier League, you're still developing. Like Fred was, how old is he? 23? When he
started Man United, about 24, 25.
23, 24? He's at
25. 30 now.
So it's 30, bro. So, sorry, dirty 30. Say. That's mad for him. But no, so you're still developing. You're still developing. And I think if he developed under Pep, I think he'd be his.
Anyone would have. Yeah, anyone would have.
Yeah, but as I said, he developed under
multiple managers, like
4 managers.
Ollie, Ralph. Who's the other one?
Looked actually quite good with Ralph, to be fair.
Yeah, Ralph.
He's actually good. This is Fred's statistical season. He actually played well this season. Especially going forward enough. But I'm going to wrap up there anyways, man. And guys, if you stay on this video, make sure you stay here or go over to Big Six Pants with Mons, myself, and Roms as well. We're going to continue this conversation in a different light over there. So do stay on here. Make sure you as well, you haven't done so. I know I've just said it. Make sure you like the video. Go like the video over at Big Six Pants. So stay here. I'm going to wrap it up. Big up Alex for joining in. Big up Roms and big up Mons at all times. Make sure you subscribe. Nearly at 12K. So if you haven't done so yet, it's always about.
I want to see I'm going to check this video in a day, and I need to see 550 likes. I need to see for Onana's price tag in it. I need to see 550 likes.
Yeah, that's not a price tag in euros, maybe.
Yeah, in euros. Yeah, we're dealing.
We be like, we do that variant. Yeah. In a bit, guys.